So today we're going to talk about what to pack and what not to pack while traveling to Bali. Well, since we've traveled here and we've been over a year and a half on the road, we've kind of honed down what we really need and what we really don't need.
So from like last year that we both have separate luggage, now we share, believe it or not, one carry-on.
So all of our clothes and most of our stuff other than our camera gear is all packed into one carry-on, and it's a larger travel away suitcase.
So to help you reduce the stress from thinking about what to pack and what not to pack to Bali, today we decided to make this video.
Emma, what happened with that wardrobe? You got your bathing suit's half off and you got a winter jacket on in Bali. What is going on?
Whatever that we tell you, it applies to
Every season.
All year round in Bali. The first thing that you have to bring to Bali is something that we both consider that to be something very expensive. Maybe not very, but pretty expensive in Bali. Especially if you are from the US. Then
you can get this thing for about $2 in the US. In Bali it's about $22.
the first thing is sunscreen. How much is that?
$20.
200,000.
Wow.
It's probably about 16 US dollars.
That is
Crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, that's expensive. Look at banana boat is 240.
And a lot of people say that, especially if they're living in Bali for a long time and they have friends coming to visit or family, they're always like, you know, what do you need me to bring from home? And everybody's always like, sunscreen. If you're a light-skinned person and you bring SPF 15 to Asia, you're basically already setting yourself up for a sunburn. SPF 15 doesn't do anything. So make sure you bring SPF 50.
Anything related to sun activity count, like for example, you need the after sun cream. Those things are expensive. The limitation in terms of brand is pretty low as well.
Banana Boat's really your main sunscreen product.
So if you have your preferred brand,
make sure you pack it before you come. You're gonna wanna ride a motorbike. Now you don't necessarily need an international driving license.
to rent the motorbike.
To rent it. So you don't necessarily need one, but we do suggest having one in case of checkpoints.
One of our friends, he bumped into the checkpoint, and he has to pay 250,000 rupiah.
Yeah, no international driving license fee.
You know what else though? Tampons in Bali is expensive, in case you're a female, and it's rare to find. If you want to find it, you have to come to Pepito. You can't expect to get it in the mini-mart type deal. Next thing is something that like specifically hard to find in Bali, especially for me. I wear glasses.
So if you do wear contacts, which I'm fortunate enough to not wear contacts or need glasses, it was actually a lot harder than we thought to find. What we were told when we walked into the pharmacy was basically the only place you're gonna find it in Canggu, where we were, was Barawa Beach, right?
Yeah, specifically, only pharmacy.
Specifically at the eye clinic. The mosquito repellent you get there, it's called
Sofel.
And Sofel is only like 11 or 13% deep.
The smell is amazing. Sofel smells like perfume.
Yeah.
For me, it worked fine. I don't know if it's because I'm Asian, but it doesn't really work for Jamie really well. Really? Whoa! Is it each much?
Fuck yeah.
That's crazy!
That for last night.
Oh, it's right here, right now.
I don't get it.
Get out of there.
Oh my god.
Now I use a bug spray called Ben's bug spray.
That bug spray in the States is like amazing. It's called Ben's bug spray. It's incredible.
What is amazing about it?
It's 98.11% deep. It covers West Nile, malaria. It protects against Lyme disease, a bunch of different diseases, not only mosquitoes. So you're basically covered all the way around. Another thing that's actually pretty difficult, and this is for me, I've yet to find dry deodorant. And the only thing they really have is like a little wet how do you...
Liquid deodorant.
Yeah, like a liquid deodorant. And
with the roll, and they roll it.
I don't like it because your armpits are wet and then it's not comfortable. If you do really want dry deodorant, like when I leave my house for a year, I pack like 4 sticks of dry deodorant.
Bali is special in terms of the socket, the power.
And especially because of voltage. So if you're from the US, most of your outlets, other than your appliance outlets in your house, are 120 volts. Well, in Bali, they're 230 volts. So some of your appliances and like your hair dryer or certain things aren't gonna necessarily be dual voltage. So you kind of have to know which voltage it is, or if your appliance or cell phone is actually capable of handling dual voltage, which some of them are. So most of your cell phones or MagSafe, if you have a MacBook or laptop, most of them are actually capable of having dual voltage, and you'll be fine to plug them in. It's just some of the appliances that you don't really know. We actually use an adapter, a power adapter called Septix. Now Septix has two USB plugs, 2 US sockets, and a USB Type-C cable attached to it. And it actually has a little reader where you can have 120 volts and 240 volts, and it'll tell you specifically which amount of power is coming out of the outlet. It's very handy for helping you save your devices. And not only that, it has a surge protector. So if there is a shortage, it grounds itself, stops it from shorting out your actual device that's plugged into it.
People normally leave their country, especially when it's winter there, like for example around October, November, December, January.
And they go to Bali.
It's cold, like extremely cold in America, for example.
So if you travel from the US when it's really cold and you want to come here to avoid the cold, you're gonna run into rain. If you're going like way up north, like into the mountains, it gets cold.
Yeah, it's get cold, and then after riding the moped for a while,
It gets hot and then cold and then hot and then cold. So how we protect it is just we basically make sure we always carry rain jackets. And yeah, you want them to be light because if it is hot out and raining, you don't want to be sweating underneath a rain jacket. If you're gonna be traveling Bali, you're gonna be in the jungle. So bug spray, rain jacket, and don't forget your water shoes. Water shoes are essential, especially like if we have footage of my buddy Dale walking into the waterfall. He's like falling, tripping, like feet hurting, because sometimes you can't see in the water, so you don't really know what you're stepping on, whether it be rocks or a stick or sand. You don't really know what you're stepping on. But with us, we pack a lightweight pair of water shoes that are like dry super fast.
Once we went up north and then we went to the waterfall. I happened to like wear water shoes the whole time, yes, because the terrain is unreal.
Yeah, it's brutal.
But when I got to the waterfall, I just like happened to take off the water shoe. I don't know why I decided to do that.
Because we were taking a picture.
Oh yeah, right. And then I stepped into the area that is a little bit muddy. I didn't expect anything. I saw the bloodsucker on my feet.
So she had leeches on her feet, and that's another story for another time. She just lost it. Next, it's not something technically you need to pack in your bag, but it's something you want to sign up for and make sure you have before you come. The accident rate is pretty high in Bali. There is so many motorbikes and everybody's like
narrow road as
very
well.
Narrow roads, and everybody's like driving pretty crazy. They actually do have a pretty high accident rate.
Yeah, if you are driving in Bali, you will realize that when you bump into like the intersection, so many intersections in Bali, they don't have the red light. So basically the official number from the provincial traffic police is that there are about 1,500 dead in traffic annually in Bali. 80%
are from motorbikes.
Are motorbike users. So most basic medication you can find in Bali. Ibuprofen. You can get ibuprofen here.
Yeah, well, it's a blood thinner, which is a painkiller, yeah.
So you can get both here.
Yeah.
Panadol, ibuprofen. But you guys use Advil in America.
Advil and Tylenol in the US, yeah.
I don't see Advil.
Or
here.
Aleve.
That is
I've never heard of Borax, though.
That's one thing. If you are fine with Panadol as a painkiller, you don't need to bring the painkiller to Bali.
If you have a headache or a hangover or anything, you're basically covered.
Some strong painkiller though, like for example codeine. Actually, codeine is considered illegal narcotics. The variety of the medicine that can heal your diarrhea in general.
Like most of the time, the only thing you really have is charcoal pills. Pepto-Bismol, you can't really get it in Bali. So something like Pepto-Bismol that you can get in your home country that you may need while traveling, then you should bring that with you. Ta normally, being from Thailand and going into different temples, she normally carries a sarong on her and she packs it with her.
It's a shawl.
Or a shawl.
Yeah.
And unfortunately it wasn't long enough. You have to rent a sarong if you go to a temple and you don't have one.
It costs about 10,000 rupiah.
It changes depending on which temple you go to, but most temples are about 10,000 rupiah. Alright, so that's all we have for what to pack and what not to pack from Bali. If you've ever been there and you have anything else that you suggest, just let us know in the comments below.
This is the way to help all the people
community.
in the community to also see your perspective as well. I would like for you to see this video as kind of like the trip advisor, that you can not only see us, like not only see and listen
Our perspective.
to our perspective, but you can also share, because I guarantee there will be so many people out there that love scrolling, like
Through the comments.
Scrolling through the comment. I'm that kind of person as well, scrolling through the comment and see other people's opinion on things as well. So we really would love to know your opinion on this. What do you think?
Also, if you are traveling to Bali, you can check the description box below for free travel checklists, free packing checklists, and
So many free stuff.
yeah, different guides and helpful downloadable items that are completely free on our website.
So everything will be linked, and every further explanation, every further information will be put in the description box. So I would really encourage you to check the description box below for more perks, for resources.
And we'd also like to take a quick second and thank Septics Travel Adapter for sponsoring this video and giving us the opportunity to share a product that we love so very much with you guys and our audience.
I guarantee this one we have been using for over a year.
Yeah, and we will never use another travel adapter because it is so phenomenal.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
You got his bike fixed? Alright, you guys ready?
Damn if I hit him.
That's crazy, I can't believe it too.
It's pretty good. I should be a fucking baseball player.
Definitely.